Your average Starbucks run costs around $6. Say you purchase one every day before you go to work. If you work for the duration of the average American career, you would have spent the equivalent of 20 acres of land in Bulgaria on your morning Starbucks. So, why do many Americans still consume this much Starbucks? To understand why, let's rewind. In the early 1800s, America was largely anti consumerist. Faith shaped identity, and religious traditions emphasized sacrifice over material comfort. But in the late 1800s, the Industrial Revolution changed everything. People left small towns for cities, and railroads and mass production made goods cheaper and more available. A new value system emerged as America shifted from a Puritan ethos to a therapeutic ethos, or more simply, from valuing religion to personal fulfillment. In the 20th century, radio, television, and advertising accelerated this shift. After World War II, wartime innovation and a booming economy fueled modern consumerism. Bad breath threatening marriage? Listerine. Need new clothes to get ahead? Fast fashion. By the 1950s, books like The Affluent Society warned that advertising didn't meet needs, it created them. But that's the past.
Consumers in the United States are being bombarded every single day with new products, new extensions of brands, new flavors, new functions. They're constantly having their desires, if you will, stimulated to think about getting this newest thing.
The buying process begins with the trigger, a recognition of a need or desire. But in a consumer driven culture, this recognition is often shaped more by external cues than genuine necessity. Ads, social media, and trends constantly signal what people should want.
Innovation in science and products, people being curious, watching what their neighbors are doing. They're being influenced by ads in newspapers and radio, and of course, television and social media and so forth. All of that has fed into the roots of consumer culture.
In consumer culture, we don't buy what we need, we buy what we desire. Ads and social media pressure convince us our worth depends on what we own. The result? Overconsumption, stress, and harm to the planet.
From a perspective of a company trying to get people to buy product, I have to think about how can I provide value. Part of that value proposition is differentiation from others, but how do you make yours different? Well, it's how you make people feel.
We chase products for fleeting satisfaction, while real fulfillment slips further away. This is the plight of a culture defined on consumption.
A lot of other theorists would say, yeah, all this marketing promises happiness. Before it was the ads, now it's the influencers. But it always fails in that promise.
Our modern consumer culture is toxic. Our only way to fulfill ourselves is to buy the things that are promised to fulfill us.
So they can manufacture need by focusing on core human desires and foibles. Humans are social creatures. So humans don't want to be lonely. They want to be loved. They want to, relative to others, be seen as smart or having things. So they manufacture need by tapping into human motivation.
So we buy, and then we need to buy more, to fulfill more, to make us happier. And then we get rid of things. They accumulate. We have become the largest supplier in the world of waste. This is where our story could end. But it doesn't have to. If we learn to consume without thinking, we can learn to consume consciously, one small step at a time. And we can start with what we buy. This is Ethos, a sustainable living store in Los Gatos, California, and it is on a mission to make consumption healthier.
So Ethos is centered around low waste living. Low waste living is a practice of reducing your waste, recognizing ways that you can reduce your environmental footprint, as well as do right to kind of social causes in the community beyond. So we're all about helping customers recognize their habits, make those changes slowly, one at a time.
In this world, consumption is unavoidable, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a responsibility to make our consumer culture healthy. Be aware of marketing geared toward mass consumption. Wait at least 2 weeks before buying something you want, and try to use your dollars to invest in low-waste alternatives. So start small. Refill one product, switch one habit, because conscious consumption isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. It's about choosing enough.